it's been a good week, as you'd expect after a bad performance. They've come in and they've been really energetic and buzzy. So we were just talking about how much we do need to say. Sometimes less is more in weeks like this. So yeah, just trying to thin slice, as we do anyway, but trying to get down to the nut of it, and not try and leave every stone unturned, which is the coach's disposition. Just trust them on most of it.
Well, what's a backlash like? Is it meant to be clinical, or is it meant to be emotional? Or if you've had a bad week, are you meant to respond to that?
Well, the backlash, I hope is a period of growth. Not a period of growth. It comes by way of growth, which we will see over the course of the season. Like, the backlash isn't just a week. If it's just a week, then we've got it wrong in terms of our messaging on Monday. We can't be the team that just ebbs and flows with poor performances. Otherwise, your consistency and application of your training and your emotion at the weekends will ebb and flow with performance, and you need to focus on process and understand where we are as a group, and the kind of team we want to be. That's what we spoke about. That's what the lads spoke about anyway. So I'd hope to think that you'd see more consistent performance from us from now until June, however it is, not just a spike, but this weekend we would have got a spike anyway, I'm sure, because it's Europe. Big teams, aren't they? And big competition. It feels like every game's a knockout.
Last one from me for now, Alex. Going into Europe, or Europe plus as it is now, as you are top of the Prem, there'll be a sense of you're one of the teams meant to try and carry the flag a little bit. How difficult is it? I know we do this every year. We dance this dance every year about salary caps and trying to compete against rich sides and whatever. But can you just give your current take on how difficult it is and how much of a priority it is?
It's difficult. We have been somewhat blessed, I would say. It's how you look at injury. You know what I mean? If someone gets injured, you miss that player, but they have an opportunity to come back fitter, stronger, and maybe at a point in your season where they have a great impact, whether it be back end or potentially Europe. And we are fortunate. We've got some good players coming back in at this point in time to strengthen the squad. So difficult made easier by previous misfortune. And what was the other question? You said it was how difficult is it?
Well, is it a priority?
Aye.
English sides now, you even wonder if there's going to be a sort of case of, well, we'll go through the motions with it, but the league is the one we're really going to focus on.
Are you asking if that's our priority? Or...
No, okay, yeah, I'm asking from your point of view.
No, it seemed like it was power suggestion. Not in the slightest. You'll see by the team that we put out on Friday and how competitive we are coming into this competition, and we don't want to be the whipping boys of this group, which I think most people had us down to be when the pools got announced. That's proper motivation for us to step out of that shadow. And we're in the hardest group. I mean, they're all hard groups, but this is way and above the hardest. You either look at it being a tough Christmas period, or you appreciate it for what is like a brilliant opportunity to see how you stack up against the best. That's how we're taking it. You got you know what the results are, but Stad are almost top of their tree in the beat to lose. Leinster the week after, perennial finalists, and La Rochelle current champions. Not to mention Stormers were probably the best in South Africa last year, weren't they? So what an opportunity. Biggest teams, biggest crowds, best venues. It's as close to international as you get, and that's a rhetoric I've been saying every year, but just because I've said it before doesn't make it less true.
Thanks, Alex.
Cheers, Chris.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, John, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thanks. You beat La Rochelle, didn't you, a few seasons ago, which was a great win. But
Did we? I just remember losing to him like more often than we've beaten him. But go on, yeah.
But I think you did get a win against them, or it might have been another French team. But anyway, what I'm getting at is you've been pretty rubbish against French teams recently. Since then.
That's not a question, John, is it? Like it's a good statement, probably a fair one, but we've probably got to turn the tide there and be better.
Yeah, what is it about the French sides then that you think pose such a threat?
How good they are. I mean, look, take each game in isolation. We lost 2 props against Toulouse, away from home, I think in a red card. We were in it for half a game and they just pulled away through transition attack. Racing, away from home, quarter-final, I think it was. Again, there's nothing in it at half-time. Teddy Thomas does a ridiculous bit of skill. Actually, I think he chipped it, ran out of touch, caught it back in play, ends up scoring a tie, and Finn Russell hits up half volley. Like these are black black swan moments where you just really can't account for outrageous skill that broke and took the game away from us. And that La Rochelle game, again, I think was winning 5 points at half time, so we can compete, but seemingly not for 80 minutes. I haven't actually looked at this, John, to be honest. I haven't gone back through the annals and to see at what point did the game break. I just remember as being very competitive. So we obviously got to start fast again. That's always the way in these kind of competitions, and the league's proven that it's too hard to wrestle it back if you start slowly. So that's a non-negotiable. And then when fatigue sets in and the game starts to break up, we've got to be better at being able to contain sides with some of the flair and the unpredictability that French sides offer. I'd say that's probably what it is. Stade aren't one of those sides. I'm not saying that they're not a challenge. They're an unbelievable challenge for where they sit in the league and what they're very good at. But they're not typically a side that've been playing with that kind of transitional flair that a Racing or a Toulouse play with. Stade are a big physical team, best defence, best set piece, kick the most. They have all the hallmarks of some part of Paul Gustard imprinted on them. So we expect a different kind of challenge this week.
But you're at home against a big French team. The spotlight on Northern Rugby has been there again, hasn't it, with Newcastle struggling this season. How big a deal is it, Northern Rugby, that you put on a show and there's a good crowd and the atmosphere's good?
Yeah. There's a good buzz around it. There's more people in this meeting than there has been all season, which is great to see. Christmas is a good time. We end up getting near capacity crowds around Christmas. We made a decent statement in the Prem, and we want to continue that momentum through the Champions Cup. So, for many reasons, and for the ones that you've said, Northern Rugby, and to keep making a statement that we're not just flash in the pan, we're here to stay by way of our performances and the win-loss ratio, which at the moment's looking all right.
Final one from me. John Ross obviously is now departed, but you found another tackling machine, haven't you, in the back row?
So when we were kind of looking at the market with Tom Curry being out, when we only needed someone for a few months, John Ross caught wind of it and sent an email back saying that he feels fitter and fresher than he's ever felt. And as he would, lugging around fertiliser on the farm. It's different gravy when you get back into taking the hits like he does. But just to let you know, on that little ditty, that he's almost made a comeback. But I don't think we need him. Not like you say, not with Ernst Van Rijn, who's just topping the European charts in there for dominant tackles and tackles made.